Good morning. Today we're doing a pick a message. The general idea is that you pick a skull that sort of calls you, that resonates with you, that you're drawn to, and there's a message behind each of the skulls. And so, whichever skull you're drawn to, the message that goes along with that skull will be a message for you. These are general readings, sort of collective readings. So remember, always, always, always take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So take a second and look and see if you resonate with the labradorite skull, the charoite skull, or the smoky skull. Okay, so the message is, what is your guidance for your current place on your healing journey? So if you pick the labradorite skull, this is your reading, reading number 1. And let's see what the cards have to say for you here. Okay, so right now you are definitely suffering in silence. That's pretty loud and clear. So, suffering in silence looks very much to me like you are at the beginning or even just before your healing journey, your spiritual journey, and you are at a place where you're sort of in that Ten of Swords energy, where you're just at the bottom point or approaching the bottom point, and you are just about the point of um, turning around, changing direction. Let's see what else is coming out for you guys here. So this speaks to me of you being in a place where you're sort of just, it, honestly, this is very Ten of Swords. You're just like at the worst possible point. Sort of hopeless, sort of despair, sort of the um, we're dropping cards here. Sort of the sort of that place of hopelessness, of feeling lost, feeling alone, all of those things. Um, this card just popped. I'm going to take it as an extra. And because I'm not really pulling yet for the next line, I'm going to take it as a clarifier for this. And so that speaks to me that you're in some type of karmic situation with a narcissistic energy. And so that would actually make sense with this feeling of being in this place where you have now recognized that it would be in your best interest to leave, but you are not prepared. You don't feel like you're prepared. You kind of feel stuck. But this is the time. This is the time to figure out how to take those steps and move into your healing journey. Yeah, that was a pop out. Okay. I do that. I try to make the pop outs extra, like clarifiers. But sometimes all they do is pop out and I have to take them as the cards. But all right, let's see. We have nice. There's not enough room here. I'm gonna have to redo this. I want to put another card in this line up here. There we go. Okay, while I'm looking for my next cards, let me just maybe these. Let me just touch on this extra card that came out. This extra card speaks to the unchallenged beliefs that you hold that are not in your highest good. So in your healing journey, there's going to be the need to disassemble and reassemble those beliefs for yourself based on things that you feel will be for your highest good. Okay, so the Star card tells us that your breakthrough is coming. Your the opportunity for you to shift out of this energy and into your spiritual journey, your healing journey. It's coming. It's incoming. And with that, the lessons of setting boundaries that are good for yourself, not giving into the point that it negatively impacts you or is to your detriment, not like I feel like there needs to be a more pure intention established. So sometimes we do things to please other people and appease other people, and that's, believe it or not, that's an agenda based action because what you want, what you're doing is you're doing that act so that people will be happy with you, so that people will love you, so that people um, won't leave you. But and here's what I want to say, and I've said this a few times the past few days. So this is a new thing, spirits on. um, Look at your boundaries and um, first of all, learn that no is a full sentence and understand that you are your source of love, right? This is not to be sought from an external point. Um, so when you set your boundaries and you have your bottom lines and your deal breakers, they need to stay what they are and not be abandoned um, in the efforts to keep the peace or to please somebody else. Those are your organic filters. Those are helping you to attract and keep the right people in your life. So they can't do their job if you don't support them, if that makes sense. So make sure that you are loving yourself, taking care of yourself, and honoring your own boundaries. This is a lesson that you need to learn. Also, there needs to be a lot of self reflection and a lot of internal healing, a lot of inner work. Um, you're just at the beginning of this thing, so you're going to be learning the very basics um, of mindfulness, of reflecting, of journaling, of meditation, of all of the very beginner things. Um, this card also speaks to allowing that playfulness that's inside of you to come out sometimes. We tend to reserve that for the one or two people that are super, super, super close to us and that we fully trust. That's a conditioning of this energy, being in this energy too long, I feel like. So, um, start practicing letting this playful side out and let people see the fun in you, which will not only help foster better relationships with more people, but it will also allow you to tap into that higher vibrational energy of joy and happiness and connect to your inner child as well, I feel like. Um, and it will get you out of your feelings as far as this this because this is not going to go away when you walk out the door. When you make the cut, this is not automatically going to go away. It's going to take time. Excuse me. Make sure we're working on our throat chakra because I'm suddenly having trouble. Sorry. Okay, I literally had to pause and go take care of this thing in this area. So make sure you guys are working on your throat chakra as well. All right, so we are also learning. I feel like this is a mindfulness thing, which I will tell you, and anybody else who's listening, that mindfulness should be taught in your healing and your spiritual journey from day one. So these are the lessons we're learning. When we get our break, when we get our out and we start our journey, we need to be focusing on self-love and self-care, self-reflection and celebration of self, and mindfulness. Okay. All right. I feel like you need to be careful not to put too much pressure on yourself in any way, and to not push the timing. Take your time. That's another reason why it's so important to make sure that you are celebrating with the people that you love, um, because you're going to need that outlet too, that positive environment, because you're going to be dealing with a bunch of heavy stuff. So make sure that you are having time for the celebration and the good things and the happy things, because this is a lengthy journey. It's a very lengthy journey. Let me just say, I am 5 years out of a similar situation. And while I'm probably 2.5-ish years past this stage, it was a long, hard journey. It was a long, hard journey, and I'm still healing. I'm still healing things. I still get triggered, and I have to work through that. So, we never really aren't healing. We're never really all the way healed and done. But we are in different stages where healing happens at various levels. And in the beginning, it can be hectic. So take your time. Don't be trying to actively heal 24/7. Don't do that. Have a lot of patience and a lot of compassion with yourself. All right, let's see. Yeah. So this is about allowing yourself to, I feel like in this case, this is about allowing yourself to fully feel the emotions of the situation. Fully feel the emotions of having been in it. Fully feel the emotions of even missing, because there are good times. That's how we get caught, right? That's how we get stuck in there initially. So missing the good times, missing what you were working for, missing all of the time and energy that you had invested in this, missing the person you thought you were having a relationship with, because that's who you were devoting all your time to, right? And experiencing the loss and the pain and the grief, working through, holding space, because we all feel the guilt and the shame. We don't need to, we shouldn't, but we feel it. So hold space for that for yourself. Allow yourself to feel and work through that as well. And then channel your Queen of Swords energy. This woman right here, she does not suffer fools lightly. She is strong and tough with her words. She is smart in her discernment. She is strong in her boundaries. She doesn't take any shit. Let's just put it out there like that, okay? So channel that energy. know that you are not alone. You have a support system. We all have a support system, and even if it's not picking up the phone and calling a parent or a best friend or a sister, even if it's not that, support systems are out there, okay? And it's just a matter of leaning into that. And if you need help finding that, you know, then then there are resources, and I would say maybe search up um, a shelter or an organization that specializes in that. I lost all my words for a second there, y'all. You are going to go through a lot of heavy emotions. You're going to, again, feel that loss and that pain and that despair, and allow yourself to feel that. That's going to be necessary. You're going to have to feel and process, heal, and release that, because you're learning what your emotions are, what they do, how they feel, and you're mastering them. And so that is part of the process. So don't stuff it down. Don't be afraid to cry. If you're going to ugly cry, right? If you're going to close your bedroom door and lock your bedroom door and crawl up in the fetal position and just bawl and cry and sob, do it. It's better out than in. You've got to get it out, because if you stuff it down and leave it in, it's going to manifest itself in other ways, in physical ways, and it's going to settle all in your body, and it's just, you got to get it out. You have to get it out. All right, let's see if we can specify some healing advice for you. Guys, this card just flipped out. How about that? All right, so we are looking to uncover and channel our personal power. You're going to lean on that a lot as well. Yeah, this is about taking action. This is about finding your confidence, speaking up for yourself, setting your boundaries, and fighting for yourself. And key comes out right behind that, that tells us that that's one of the key things that you're going to have to do. Okay. What about healing? Okay, healing. We cut to inner child healing, and I feel like this goes along with inner child healing, but this is about deconditioning old belief systems. Okay. Any other healing specific advice? Can we not drop all of the cards, please? Any more healing specific advice? Self-love. Yeah. It's important to practice self-love and self-care through this whole process. That is, I feel like that's something a lot of us neglect in the beginning, especially, but it is super, super, super important for you to make sure you're investing in that. It cannot be all healing all the time, because that will begin to be counterproductive. So make sure that you are investing in your self-love and your self-care. Make sure that you are remembering to love yourself more than others, because and I say that because we typically, in general, love ourselves less. We typically hold ourselves to a higher standard. We're typically a lot less compassionate and have a lot less grace for ourselves than we do even a stranger walking down the street. So I would say make sure that you are fixing that. Make sure you are learning to love yourself more, not as much, more. Honor your own boundaries. Have compassion with yourself. Give yourself grace. Take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. Super, super important. All right, let's see. Wow, that one's bigger. And let's pull an affirmation for you. Sometimes too many come out and I can be like, no, too many. I only want one, maybe two at the most. I definitely don't want to overwhelm somebody with affirmations. Okay. This one says, the first step is the hardest. It is the only one without a prompt. All the other steps follow naturally. I love that. Okay. Oh, I love this one too. I am free from the effects of fear and the lies it spawns. So, it definitely helps to understand that fear, the energy of fear, the energy of the emotion of fear, has its own detrimental impacts to the decisions we make and the actions we take. So work through those as well. There you go. That is the reading for number 1, the Labradorite skull. Labradorite, incidentally, let me just say, Labradorite is a great... You're so amazing, Spirit. Oh my God. Guys, Labradorite is an amazing crystal to help you push past your self-limiting beliefs. So I'm just going to say, if you're dealing with this type of thing and it's hard for you because of fear, or because you feel like it's going to be difficult to do and you're not sure, listen, get you some Labradorite. Labradorite helps you push past your self-limiting beliefs. That's freaking amazing. Thank you, Spirit. I love that. There is your reading for number 1, and we'll move on to number 2 right now. All right. Welcome. If you picked skull number 2, the Charoite skull. I mean, let's just take a second, shall we? This skull is... she is gorgeous. Look at that. Gorgeous. Yep. I was going to tell you your name. She's like, nope, do not tell them my name. So, sorry, you don't need to know her name. Anyhow, let us talk about what your healing journey message is with this skull. OMGs. No. This card came out. This was actually in the card for number 1. Angel of New Life and the Angel of Silence. Very, very beautiful. All right, so this card came out in the other reading, reading number 1, but with a very different feeling to it. So this, I feel like, is you're in a place where you are intentionally still. You are inward, you are reflecting, you are learning yourself, you are getting to know yourself in the most profound ways. And you are in transformation. You are ending this old you where you were full of doubt and full of all these lower energetic energies, and you are you have healed quite a bit. Let me be clear. We're never fully healed. We're always healing. But you have done a good bit of the work, right? And so you are in transformation to the new you, to your new spiritual life, to your new healed self. And I feel like there's also this element of you're not quite out there supporting and leading others who are in their healing journey, but it's coming. Now, that's not for all of you, that's for some of you, but some of you are stepping into a sort of leadership, and I just saw a lighthouse, so a sort of leadership guiding light role for people who are on their healing journey. That's coming in for some of you as well. But the whole message here is that you are in this place of stillness where you are comfortable in meditation and you are truly getting to know yourself on a profound level. It's kind of beautiful. It's kind of beautiful. Sorry guys, I had to go get my kid on into her class. Anyway, I'm back working through the work-life balance. Okay, so we're talking about our transformation. I'm hearing I've got the magic in me. So let's see where that takes us. These cards popping out. Come on now. Alright, so this popped out, and this is Mastering Our Emotions. I'm going to leave this as part of a clarifier for this because that's what you're doing, right? This was the first cut. I'll always take that first. Yeah, so this is, again, just sort of putting yourself in that place where you are relaxing and resting and in that place of stillness where you are gaining mastery in key focuses. And that will differ for everybody. Some of you are in your magic with a K era. Some of you are on your shamanic journey. Some of you are channeling the love and light of Reiki. Some of you are connecting with mediumship. Some of you are stumbling across your own personal connection to deities. I mean, you're all on your own journey in some way, shape, or form, and it's going to be different. But you are mastering those. You are okay. So the King of Pentacles. This is an internal card, right? When we are looking at the backside, we are looking at the internal. What's my word? We're looking at the internal aspect of what this card is saying. So this is talking about how you are able to identify your needs to keep yourself healthy, to keep yourself moving, to keep yourself motivated, just whatever you need for your own well-being, to take care of yourself, self-care. You're in a really good place with that. And you are also confident in your ability to take on the hard tasks. Like, this is not an issue for you. I don't feel like, anyway. This is also... No, this is the front side. Okay, so this is all about... Okay, I feel like this speaks just to your appreciation for, like, it's that gratitude mindset, right? This is about you having gratitude and appreciating even the tough things, because you understand that there is wisdom gained, there are lessons learned, and so you're not afraid of it. You do not let fear rule your life. Like, you're in a place where you really are just blooming. So continue to hold that. This is where we want to be, and I really truly feel like some of you are moving into this space where, I cannot believe this cat is meowing at my door. This is my kid's cat. Moving into a space where you are a beacon, you are a support beam, you are And maybe even if you're not a leader, which definitely some of you are, but even if you are not a leader, you are, um, by all means, um, a wise counsel, um, an advisor. Definitely. See if we can get some specific advice for you. I almost want to say not that you need it. Okay, yeah. Seek out your community. Seek out your soul tribe, your troll side. um, I feel like this is where you're at. You're in a place where you are ready to network, to meet your soul tribe, to accumulate your people, um, and to build that foundation. Oh my gosh. I'll be honest with you. I feel like this is an indication of you um, teaching in that, like, you're meant to teach. You're meant to teach. You're meant to teach people about holding their boundaries. You're meant to teach people how to fight for themselves. Um, like an advocate. Um, like, yeah, you're meant to teach people how to set and hold their boundaries, how to fight for themselves, how to take control, how to take action, even when there's fear. Like, this is very nurturing energy. You see that? It happens so often. It happens so often. It cannot be coincidence. Spirit is like, I said what I said. This is your journey. You are pulling your ideas into reality. You are, I'm hearing, making shit happen. That's what I'm hearing. You are making things happen. You are creating. You are beckoning. You are calling in your community. You are creating a space for people who have less of a voice, because you know what that feels like. You've been there and you've healed past it, and you know exactly what it looks like. You know exactly what it feels like. You know exactly what it takes. And you are here for helping other people get through the journey. You are here for helping other people start their journey. This is what you are made for. Let's see if I can get a little bit of information. Just a little bit more about next steps. I don't feel like we need to know much about what healing you need at this time. I feel like this is something you've mastered. Recognizing what you're feeling in the moment and sort of tracing what kind of healing is going to help you process through that and executing that process and healing through the emotions and processing and releasing. And I don't feel like you're in a place where you need help or guidance with that. I feel like you're past that point. You are in a healing as you go phase. So let's talk about what the next steps are, what you need to know in the next endeavor going forward, etc., etc. Yep, keep your vibrations high. I feel like you already know this, to look at things with gratitude. Opportunity, just don't. I'm trying to think of the word. I thought of a word, but I don't like the word I thought of. I'm trying to replace it in my head. Don't get wishy-washy and overthink opportunities. Use your intuition to guide you when opportunity knocks. Again, I don't feel like this is a big deal for most of you. I feel maybe some of you, but for the most part, I feel like you're raring and ready to go. You're there. I feel like this is all about, okay, yeah, there is an element of don't try to push things too hard. Know that if it's not meant to happen, if something is blocked for you, it's blocked for a reason, and that will redirect you to the right path. And we're dropping cards again. Every time. That means I gotta reshuffle, y'all. So sorry. I was gonna say something and I lost it when I dropped cards. It must not have meant to be. And I'm hearing magic and me again. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, we're still at let your intuition guide you. Feel like you have a tendency to overthink. Because, and I feel like this is something that never, ever, ever goes away. Fear can creep back in. I feel it all the time, and I have to be like, girl, come on now. You know what I mean? Okay, and we'll do one more card because I still feel like there's a message. There's a message left, and I'm still hearing magic in me. I know she's not. Okay, so yeah, so this is just literally talking about how um, your your uniqueness, your unique gifts and abilities, which are rooted in your intuition, are helping you with your spiritual growth and enlightenment, which is part of your divine path. I think that's the key thing. Part of your divine path. So you are supposed to be doing this. Honestly, I feel like this reading is literally just confirmation, reassurance. I don't feel like I'm telling you anything special that you didn't already know deep down inside. Maybe it jogged it to the surface. I don't really know, but listen, this is beautiful energy. You are the steward. Let's get you an affirmation. And I'm trying to go through the words of magic in me. That's your card. Let's do another one. That one says the greatest discoveries are the ones that lie inside of you. And this one says, I am grateful. So this just tells me that you are learning that the magic is in you. Magic. Let me tell you, charoite, I always say this is stone is magic. This crystal is pure magic. I have pendants, and when I sell them, I say, here, wear a little magic around your neck. Bring the magic in you out. This is what charoite does. This helps you tap into the magic inside and bring it to the surface. I mean, that's the second time Spirit has directly tied the stone to the reading. So, you know, we're at 100% at this point. There you have it. You are in transformation. You are healed, and you are moving into this space where you are, I don't want to say you're healed, because we're all always healing, but you are in a place where you can move forward and you can start taking on your divine purpose. And many of you who chose this skull, yes, I'm petting it. This is my baby. Many of you who chose this skull are advisors, are the lighthouse to the healing masses, to those that are on their spiritual journey. At least, if not a leader in the community as well. So keep that gratitude mindset. Find that magic in you and let your intuition lead you. This is a place where you are a lot less balanced with ego and intuition, and a lot more led by your intuition, by your sacral, I'm hearing. So that would make me think that many of you are generators or manifesting generators, because I did hear by your sacral. That's a human design thing. Sorry, that's a human design thing. There you have it. That is skull number 2, the Charoite skull, the magic in me. Again, she's gorgeous. And you know what? You're gorgeous too. Um, Thank you. We're going to end 2 and move into 3, and love and light to you. Hello and welcome to skull number 3. If you picked skull number 3, then this is your reading. We are just kind of taking a look at where you are on your spiritual journey or your healing journey, and what guidance is there for your current and or next step. I suddenly got super tired, super sleepy, just all of a sudden. So you guys might be dealing with that sort of thing. You may not be getting sleep, because I will tell you that when I am having trouble sleeping, I do pull this skull out for myself and put him next to me. Just throwing that out there, because I did get super sleepy there for a second. Okay, let's see where we're at. What is the phase? I just heard that. What is the phase? Where are we? Ground, the kingdom. Look how cool he is. Angel of memory. Ooh, okay. I feel like this has to do with shadow work and inner child work, but let's give it a second. Okay. I feel like this is about integration, like whole self integration. And this is, you're at a point where you are doing the shadow work, doing the inner child work. You're past the initial stage of healing, sort of in the beginning, where we do all of the major healing, because usually, it's a trauma that catapults us into our healing journey. And you have to heal past that trauma first, and then you sort of work backwards, right? You heal past the most recent, most impactful traumas that you remember, and then you start kind of digging a little deeper. We're digging deeper now, right? We're in the point where we have healed ourselves. I wouldn't say quite to the middle stages, but very close. We're healing out of the beginning stages. We're starting the shadow work. We're starting the inner child work, the more advanced, more focused healing, to bring in that self-integration. And not only are we working through our memories to source the cause of our current belief systems, our current conditionings, our current stagnant emotional messes within our body, because this, I feel like, represents the body as well. We are also sort of removing those old conditionings, those old belief systems, and replacing them with our preference, what we know works for us, as opposed to what we know doesn't. So that's where we're at. That's kind of cool. All right, let's see if we can paint a clearer picture of our journey. The Strength card popping out. Cool, cool. It's like cool. Yeah, cool. By the way, that card is the internal aspect of the Strength card. A lot of these cards, at least for me, feel very internal versus external. And this card is about facing your shadow self, and like, I feel like I'm just about to repeat myself, but it's literally about facing your shadow self and finding the power in that, and reclaiming your power, and breaking abuse cycles, actually, also in this. And you can see, because this is the Strength card, but there's the damn little devil dude back there, right? So we are definitely also breaking abuse cycles here. By the way, just reinforcement for the aspect of shadow work. Not everybody is ready for shadow work. And at the beginning, nobody's ready. Shadow work is a further down the road of your healing journey type of practice, or not practice, but exercise, working. I love that the smoky quartz skull is part of this reading. It fits perfectly. But shadow work is not for the beginner. Shadow work happens further down the road, around this time. It's very internal. And it is not for somebody that hasn't healed past those initial traumas at all. You can set yourself back if you try to shadow work at that place. Know what I mean? Like, you can literally set yourself back. Yeah, so this is the end. You're at the end of the dark night of the soul. Again, this just clarifies that we're exactly where I was feeling like we were. We're at the end of that initial awakening, that initial stage. Okay. Oh. Whew. Whew. So the High Priestess tells us that we have earned the wisdom and knowledge that we've gained so far through the healing that we've done, through the spiritual work that we've done. So now you're at this point where you just have to work through your fears and your conditionings, and you're at this point where you're sitting with this until you've worked through it and you've released it, and then you can move on to the mystical aspects, your divine purpose, your soul purpose, that sort of thing. Oh, oh my gosh. Sorry. I feel like I'm constantly knocking into this thing when I'm moving things around over here. Okay. Where are we at? We are. Okay. So this it's very similar in meaning. You're at this initiation. You're in the shadow of the moon. You're making choices. You are leaning into the mysteries. You are making judgment calls with your intuition. This is not a place where you are thinking things through logically and intellectually. This is you're feeling through this. You are deconstructing, okay? I mean, honestly, I love the reinforcement. I love when the cards come out and say exactly what I was getting from this card and this card. My only struggle is that I feel redundant. It is what it is. That's my thing. Anyway, you are deconstructing. You are doing that work, that shadow work, that inner child work that looks through the beliefs, systems, and the thought processes that drive the behavior that you want to work through and would prefer not to have. This can be any form of indoctrination, societal, religious, cultural, any form of indoctrination that you prefer not to have or that you see plays a part in your behavior, especially the behavior that you would prefer not to have. And this is a huge part of shadow work and inner work because you are identifying those behaviors. You are tracing to the source of those behaviors and deconstructing them, rewriting them, releasing them, and building your own belief systems. And then looky there. Death and rebirth. This is the end of stage 1 for you and the beginning of stage 2. And this is where the whole new you breaks free from the cocoon and is the butterfly. It's an exciting time. It's a scary time, but it's an exciting time. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. I feel like this is going to be struggles related. I just heard the word struggles. Okay, see how it cut twice? So I'm going to take 2 from here. I feel like I'm being told. Yeah, we are definitely learning to master our emotions and to sort of rein in the free spirit. Not that a free spirit is a bad thing, but there is a little bit of when we are doing the work, not the whole time, just specifically when we are doing the work, um, to bring in some focus and um, the ability to do the heavy work, because you're going to have to be vulnerable, you're going to have to be honest, you're going to have to be brutally honest with yourself. You'll never get the work done if you don't. So this idea of this charismatic free spirit, um, you're going to have to be able to um, channel it at the right time. There we go. Because you're gonna want it. You're gonna need it when you are not actively doing the work. But when you are actively doing the work, you're gonna want to sort of departmentalize it to another place so that you can sit down, you can get heavy, you can get serious, and you can do the hard work, because that's going to be necessary in the shadow work. Yep, you're going to have to feel like you're going to have to be super mindful, and you're going to have to, I feel like in this sense, you're going to have to um, be a special kind of perceptive within yourself, um, in a smart way, in a disconnected way, in a way that is not influenced by your emotions. So you're going to have to be able to look at yourself and as if you are an observer, not as if you are looking at yourself, because you need the emotional detachment for the honesty part. Um, and you need that ability to perceive for discernment. To bring in your clarity. I almost turned that upside down. And to change your perspective, to grow in wisdom. To grow in wisdom. It's such a beautiful thing, honestly. I feel like most of this has eluded you thus far, or at least you feel that way. The clarity, the wisdom. I don't feel like you were blind to the fact that you were seeking that ultimately. But I do feel like I hate that I don't know, it just seems to move. Is it just me? It has felt elusive. The great wisdom and the clarity has felt elusive. And so that becomes a struggle because you start to feel frustrated. But it is coming. It is coming. when you start to get frustrated, it has a very serious impact on the work you're doing. So you do want to be careful to make sure that you get a hold of those emotions as preemptively as possible, so that you can work through them. I keep seeing the hair. I've seen the hair about 6 times. So there is definitely a message here then to be patient with yourself. We are doing inner child work. Inner child work is key for you right here. It's key for you right here. I was saying something before I got interrupted. Maybe Spirit was like, let it go. I don't know. Maybe Spirit was like, let it go. Just, nope, I can't find it now. Dude, cannot take 30 cards. This particular deck is really hard to cut because it's so soft. That's what I was talking about. I had said that I saw the hair card. Okay, so this talks about having patience with yourself, to have patience with the journey, to trust divine timing. To trust divine timing. That's an important thing. Have I been shuffling these in? Oh, damn. That's an important thing for you here, because you get so frustrated when things aren't going as quickly as you feel like they're going. Don't give up. Okay, discernment came out. Again, I feel like this has everything to do with your Queen of Swords there. So this is about making sure that you are staying open and aware, and I really feel like they are pushing the honesty thing. Be completely open and honest and vulnerable. I feel like they feel like that's going to be a struggle for some of you, because it is not an easy thing to do, because you're not you're not looking at where everybody else failed you. You're looking at, from an objective place, what is the source of the behavior that's driving, or what is the source of whatever the belief or the fear or the conditioning that is driving the behavior. And that's not a blame game. That is an objective identification. And you will often, very often, be acknowledging the role you play in the situation as well. Not always, but often. So you'll be taking some good, hard, long looks at yourself. And so that discernment is going to be really make or break. Let's be honest, make or break. If you can't discern that type of judgment objectively, then that's a problem. So that needs to happen for where you're at. Okay, is that everything? Do we need anything else? I feel like I'm waiting for another card. Let's see. You're gonna have to flip it because I'm not cutting again. You want the card, throw it out there. there it goes. Affirmations. Just as an aside, I do want to say that smoky quartz is a great crystal for well, grounding, obviously, right? But it is a great stone for emotional well-being. It's good for empaths to help protect against unwanted negative energies. But it's also known for its ability to help you move through difficult or painful experiences. Um, just, a side note. I think that's it. I think that's your whole. No, it is not. You need your affirmation. I knew I was forgetting something. What's your affirmation? And guys, get some sleep. I mean, you got me over here yawning. My eyelids are heavy. That didn't happen with the other two readings. Y'all need some sleep, man. I deserve to love myself, and that includes being tough love, okay? That includes tough love. Perfection is not required, which is good because it does not exist. So don't be too hard on yourselves either. Again, have patience. Have patience. Don't set expectations that are so high that you get frustrated, and that will just totally set you back. So have patience. I hope that helped. That was reading number 3. Thank you so much for picking a card and listening to that whole reading. I know I can talk, so I appreciate it. Love and light to you.